Hi, I'm going to teach you 7 exercises that you should do every day to prevent back pain and keep your spine healthy and young and do everything you love. This is my first video on YouTube, so no editing, I'm just going to do it. So hopefully you enjoy it because you want to feel amazing in your body. So 7 exercises. Number 1, spinal releases. So you've got your neutral spine, understanding that. And then flex spine, rounding out. Some people are here all the time, awful. And then extended spine, so arching a little bit. Then you've got lateral flexion, side stretch, and then understanding spinal rotation, a little bit of a twist. And then axial extension, so you make your spine longer than it's neutral. So understanding all those movements, if you put your spine all through those movements, you're going to keep your spine healthy and plump up your discs, which get thinner throughout the day, and slow down degeneration, so aging in your spine. So when you're old, really old, like 90, you're not like this, you're like this. So let's go into flexion extension. Turn the shoulders in. If you have a sore back, you can go really gently, really slowly. Otherwise, you can really go a bit faster. So shoulders turn out, shoulders turn in. Arching, rounding, extending, flexing. Squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the chest. Squeeze in the back of the spine, squeeze the belly and the chest. So good for increasing blood flow to the brain, giving the discs a drink or disc hydration, keeping your spine healthy. You can do that anytime. And then we've got lateral flexion. So one hand reaching up, one hand reaching down, grounded through your feet. Check your alignment of your feet. Keep your core switched on gently. So if you're not very familiar with your core, please, I have so much to teach you of how to have a strong and also mobile, relaxed core, because you need both to be healthy. So core switched on, those muscles, but you've got to be a bit relaxed too. And if you're stiffer in one side, it's actually really good to repeat on that side, especially if you have scoliosis. Most people are stiffer on one side, so you might do extra on that side. Spinal rotation, or a little bit of a twist. There's lots of ways we can do this, but we'll just keep it simple today. I actually like to do it in horse stance because I'm actually on the side of being a yoga teacher. I'm a Wim Hof method instructor as well. It's amazing, but I won't talk about that today. Yoga is my main game. And then you've got axial extension, so making your spine longer than the neutral spine. So think touch the ceiling, lift out of your lower spine, your waist or your lower lumbar where you've usually got the most thinning out. I like to do this at the wall, so you put your hands on the wall and then you reach your bottom back. Make your spine longer than your neutral spine. Come back to neutral. And once you've learned all them, then I like to just sometimes random put all of them together and put on your favorite music and just dance for 5 minutes. It is the most amazing thing you can do for your brain and your body every day. If you only have 5 minutes, just do that. At the moment, in 2020, I'm loving Dom Dollar, Shake It, and San Francisco, where's your disco? So that's number 1, spinal releases. Whew. That will do, but if you've got a bit more time, let's go to number 2. Any of these are good on their own. So coming to all fours, and in yoga we call this cat-cow, but a physiotherapist would call it spinal mobilization. So you can do your flexion extension, you can do your lateral flexion, the side to side, you can do a bit of rotation, sort of like this, And you can just do whatever feels good and just feeling your spine and telling your spine, I'm looking after you. I know how important you are to my health. Connection, extension of the brain. Your spine is so important for general health. And when you're under 40, you take your joint health for granted, but we can't because they're so important when we're older. We need to do things to look after our spine. Number 3, kneeling if you can and stretch forward. Now, if you can't do this, you could lie on your back and hug your knees in. You could try a pillow behind your knees, maybe a rolled towel under your ankles, but it is good, especially if you do a lot of walking, the king of exercise, and maybe a little bit of running. This is very good to keep that ankle flexibility. And just think, breathe into your lower back, looking after your lower back. Very calming as well. Try to breathe in and out through the nose. Okay, number 4. Pretty much the opposite to sitting. We all sit too much, of course. And we're just taking our spine into extension. And this, I call this Sphinx, but you could also call it gentle spinal extension. If your spine doesn't like extensions, you could be here. But it's very, very good to balance the discs from too much sitting that we all do. And there is stronger, like that one, cobra, or there's up dog, like this. You've got to use your arms a little bit there. Don't collapse. Okay. Number 5, if you can, squatting, if it's comfortable for you. But if you have some osteoarthritis in your knees and it's just not comfortable, or also prolapse, then you don't have to squat. You could also lie on your back and hug your knees in, and that's fine. It's sort of happy baby, things like this, hugging the knees in. Otherwise, squatting, it's just a natural movement, but unfortunately we always sit on chairs, so our body forgets. But if we were primitive animals, which we really are, but we live in a modern world, we'd be squatting every day to go to the toilet. And we'd be swimming in the cold streams because we wouldn't always have the warm water, and we'd be eating natural healthy food because we wouldn't have the things wrapped in plastic. Okay, great. Okay, number 6 is, I call it windscreen wiper. Maybe Americans call it windshield wiper. I can't do an American accent, but this is just so good. Feeling it in your hips. Just have a look at my feet. They could be closer. I like them a little bit wider than hip width. And just feeling your thigh bone where it connects into the hip socket, turning internally, externally. It's so good for freeing up the hips, which do get quite stiff, as we all know, us over 40s. And it's so good for your back. And just think, oh, you're just giving your discs a drink. Your discs get thinner throughout the day and also throughout your life. But if you do things like this every day, you will be preventing discs thinning out throughout the day, and also that will add up throughout your life. So when you're really old, like 90, your spine will be like a 75-year-old's. That's what I want. I want to be 100 and moving like an 85-year-old, and I know I can do it with the yoga exercises. And number 7 is just lying on your back, and if your back's sore, you can have bent knees or something under your knees. And if your neck's a bit arched, something under your head. Otherwise, just lie on your back, palms up if you can, so your shoulders are turned out. Take some deep breaths into your diaphragm or your belly and your chest, in through your nose, and then out through your nose. And just say to your body, hello, my body. I care about you. How was that for you? Just tuning into yourself. Make a promise to your body that you will look after your spine, your joints, put a little bit of time in. What we did just then, you could do that. Sometimes I just power into it. Like I'll literally do it in 2 minutes, get the job done. We took a bit more time today, and even just one on any of them on their own will be better than nothing. But all 7 together, amazing. And maybe you have more time, you can just lie here for a bit longer and press stop and just plug in your battery and have a little charge up. Otherwise, carefully coming out. Thank you. I have so much to teach you to keep your body young and keep your body healthy and doing everything you love. Please subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.